From the day they fought in the womb, their destiny was fixed. This is the story of Jacob and Esau, twin brothers who were, in truth, two nations locked in eternal conflict. One brother fled, burdened by ambition. The other pursued, fueled by vengeance. The time for reckoning has arrived. Will this story end in blood, or in a miraculous act of unimaginable forgiveness? This is the epic saga of Jacob and Esau. In the ancient lands of Canaan, a profound promise of descendants as numerous as the stars had been passed from Abraham to his son, Isaac. Yet, for 20 long years, Isaac and his beloved wife, Rebekah, remained childless. Their fervent prayers finally brought a miracle. Rebekah became pregnant with twins, but her joy was mixed with turmoil. The children struggled fiercely within her womb. God revealed to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from within you shall be separated. One shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger." A destiny of conflict was woven into their very beginning. The firstborn arrived, strikingly red and covered in hair, so they named him Esau, hairy. His brother, born immediately after, grasped Esau's heel, earning the name Jacob, supplanter. As they grew, their paths diverged dramatically. Esau became a rugged, skilled hunter, a man of the untamed wilderness, and his adventurous spirit captured his father Isaac's heart. Jacob, by contrast, was a quiet, thoughtful man, preferring the comfort and routines of the tents. He was his mother Rebekah's cherished son. This difference in their very natures laid the groundwork for a rivalry that would shape their lives. One fateful day, Esau returned from the fields, utterly exhausted and famished from a grueling hunt. The rich, savory aroma of the lentil stew Jacob was cooking was irresistible. "Quick," Esau pleaded, "let me gulp down some of that red stuff. I'm utterly worn out." Jacob, ever observant and opportunistic, saw his chance. "First," he stated, his voice calm but firm, "sell me your birthright." The birthright was no small matter. It meant the double portion of inheritance, the leadership of the family, and the spiritual mantle of the covenant. But in his immediate hunger, Esau scoffed at its long-term value. "Look, I'm at the point of death. What good is a birthright to me then?" With an impulsive oath, he dismissed his sacred inheritance for a mere bowl of stew, eating and then carelessly leaving, revealing just how little he truly valued the spiritual legacy of his family. Years later, Isaac grew old, and his eyesight failed completely. Sensing his end was near, he called for Esau. "My son," he said, "take your quiver and bow, hunt some wild game for me, and prepare my favorite dish. Then I will bless you fully before I die." Rebekah overheard every word. Determined that Jacob, not Esau, should receive the irrevocable patriarchal blessing, she quickly devised a plan. "Go," she commanded Jacob, "bring me 2 choice young goats, and I will prepare your father's favorite meal. Then you will take it to him and receive the blessing." Jacob hesitated, fearful. "But Esau is hairy, and I am smooth. What if father touches me? He will realize I am a deceiver, and I will bring a curse upon myself." "Let any curse fall on me," Rebekah insisted. "Just obey." So Jacob, wearing Esau's clothes and with hairy goatskins on his arms and neck, entered his father's tent with the meal. "My father?" he called out. Isaac, suspicious of the voice, reached out. "The voice is Jacob's voice," he murmured, his brow furrowed. "But the hands are the hands of Esau." The deception held. Convinced by the feel and the familiar scent of Esau's garments, Isaac ate, and then, with solemn authority, bestowed the sacred firstborn blessing upon Jacob. a blessing of abundance, power, and dominion. No sooner had Jacob left than Esau returned from his hunt. He brought his father the prepared meal, only to hear Isaac's terrified, trembling words. "Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I blessed him, and indeed he shall be blessed." Esau let out a bitter, heart-wrenching cry. "He has supplanted me twice, first my birthright, and now my blessing." Fueled by a raw, murderous rage, Esau vowed to kill Jacob once their father had passed. To save his life, Jacob was forced to flee, leaving everything behind. Alone and afraid, haunted by guilt and the fear of his brother's wrath, Jacob fled into the vast wilderness. With only a staff in his hand, he journeyed until nightfall. He laid his head upon a stone and slept. And there, in that desolate place, God met him. Jacob dreamt of a magnificent ladder, stretching from the earth to the heavens, with angels ascending and descending upon it. At the summit, the Lord himself stood. "I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac," a powerful voice thundered. "The land on which you lie, I will give to you and your offspring. And behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go." This profound promise, a reaffirmation of the covenant, brought solace and strength to Jacob's troubled soul. He woke, filled with awe, and set out with renewed purpose. Jacob traveled far, reaching the land of his uncle Laban. There he met Rachel, Laban's beautiful younger daughter, and fell deeply in love. He agreed to work 7 years for her hand, years that seemed to him but a few days because of his love for her. But Laban, a deceiver much like Jacob himself, tricked him on the wedding night, giving him Leah, the older daughter, instead. Forced to work another 7 years for Rachel, Jacob married both sisters and, over 2 decades, became a father to many children and a man of great wealth, blessed with vast herds. Yet, the desire to return home and the lingering dread of facing Esau always remained. Finally, Jacob decided it was time to return to his homeland. But as he neared the territory of his brother Esau, fear seized him once more. He sent messengers ahead, bearing extravagant gifts, hoping to appease his brother's long-held anger. The messengers returned with grim news. "Esau is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." Jacob was terrified. He divided his camp, praying desperately for deliverance. That night, after sending his family and possessions across the Jabbok stream, Jacob was left utterly alone. In the darkness, a mysterious figure appeared and wrestled with him until daybreak. It was a spiritual battle, a desperate struggle not only with a divine being but with his past, his fears, and his identity. Though his hip was wrenched from its socket, Jacob refused to yield. "I will not let you go unless you bless me," he insisted. The figure blessed him and gave him a new name, Israel, he who struggles with God. Transformed, limping but profoundly changed, Jacob was finally ready for the ultimate confrontation. As the morning light dawned, Jacob looked up and saw Esau approaching, with his 400 men. Jacob, in a posture of deepest humility, bowed to the ground 7 times as he came near his brother. He braced himself for a vengeful enemy, but what he witnessed was a miracle of grace. Esau ran to meet him, embracing him, throwing his arms around his neck and kissing him. And they both wept. The years of bitterness, the profound betrayal, the fear of retribution, all melted away in that moment of heartfelt reunion. Esau initially refused Jacob's gifts, claiming he had enough, but Jacob insisted. The brothers, once divided by deceit and rivalry, were finally reconciled, their troubled past healed by an unexpected act of love and forgiveness. They walked away from that meeting not as competitors but as brothers, bound by blood, and finally, by grace.